I am currently recording another video. Happy New Year, I guess. It's been about a week or so, maybe a little over a week since the last video. New Year's was a pretty fine day, I guess. I lost a decent little chunk of money at the casino, and yeah, Christmas was fun. I got some pretty cool gifts, a camera and a gimbal thing, another one. It was a lot. I recently hopped into VR chat and got that kind of going, which is pretty cool. I think I've got it solved. Maybe I'm gonna try to play again here soon and actually record footage inside of it to see if it does good or not, and then I guess we'll see. Yeah, man, it's been a hell of the end of the year for me as far as planning for the future goes. There's a lot of things I want to do this year. A lot of things I want to continue to work on. Obviously, video editing has become a pretty big part of my end of year. I spent like the past month or so getting more familiar with the program, learning how to edit videos from scratch. It's been very challenging, but overall, I've had a really fun time with it. And the more I dive into it, the more I also really want to start taking on things like cinematography or doing more outside of just this, sitting in the basement and talking to a camera. I'd like to be able to do more vlogs and things like that, but I get nervous. I don't know if I'm assuming it's normal for people to feel uncomfortable at first recording out in public, but I think it just makes me really uncomfortable for some reason. Trying to whip out my camera, for like putting it on the gimbal and just like walking around in a public place. I don't know. I've always viewed it as kind of cringe, but like I need to get over that if I want to actually vlog. First day of the new year, and I really wanted to just try to tackle making another video again because it's been about a week. The last video I posted was received pretty well by a lot of strangers. By a lot, I mean a few people who actually watched it, but a lot of people. Either way, for me, that's a lot. Having more than just my direct friend group actually, talk to me or respond to my video is pretty cool. It's not something I ever really expected to have, so that's nice. Lots of feedback, which I think is pretty cool as well. I'm not used to that. Even when I streamed back in the day, I mean, I would get feedback and stuff, but streaming just is easier than actually creating something and putting it out there for people to just observe. And I think that's a big hurdle for me, is trying to just create something for people to watch and know that it's just out there now. Let's see here. I wanted to actually take a look back at those at the comments on that video, because there was a couple from some people. Like, obviously, I do have some of my friends still commenting on here, but a lot of the comments that are on this video, I mean, they're not from people I'm familiar with, like in real life, which is awesome. This one here, you're doing great. Keep going. Don't give up. That's fucking awesome, dude. I appreciate that, genuinely. And I even said that, I believe, in here. Yeah, I appreciate that, truly. It is actually nice to know that even if my videos are not the most complex or like have direct ideas of what I want to do with them, it's very scattered around currently, just because I'm still struggling trying to build narrative when it comes to videos, or have an end goal. I usually just kind of throw shit out there or talk to the camera and then cut it up and try to make sense of it after I get it into DaVinci. Emma was awesome. Unfortunately, I did not get to attend the Christmas event. I was too much of a scared boy to get on VR chat and try to talk with a bunch of strangers. So that's honestly that's on me. There's nobody to blame but myself for that one. I don't know what it was. Something about getting into VR chat and just trying to chat with people, or just trying to talk to people, makes me nervous. I did actually the other day play with Kuzum, and it was honestly one of the better experiences I've ever had with like public servers. I guess the big thing for me was every time I would get on and jump into a public server in the past, I was jumping onto the most popular public servers, the big ones being like the Black Cat or, you know, whatever. I was hopping on where I seen the most people. And I think because of that, I was obviously being introduced to the more toxic, I guess, people, or, you know, I guess I wouldn't really say toxic, but just annoying people in a sense. I'm a grown man. I don't really like kids running around yelling a bunch of nonsense. I wanted to get on to talk to people, but it's funny because like I can't really blame the kids. It's not their fault. They're kids. So it's like, it's one of those things that's just something that I'll have to try to work around if I decide I, you know, want to continue playing VR chat, which I do. I played for a little bit with Kuzu, and we went to a couple of different worlds. I explored one of the ones that I really wanted to go to, which was like this like super like Japanese like lantern aesthetic world that I seen in a video. I really wanted to see it myself. And that was really fun. Then we went to some Pandora-esque inspired world with dinosaurs in it, which was crazy. Dude, going up to these dinosaurs in VR is like nuts because of how massive they feel. That was actually something that caught me off guard when we went to our next world as well. When I first hopped into VR chat, again, it did feel like I could feel that I was still, you know, sitting in my chair in my cold basement looking at a TV screen at first. But the more I played, the more it started to feel like I was actually in it and not just sitting in my chair. I guess I don't know how to explain that. It's a weird phenomenon. Pretty sure that's the main allure to why people enjoy VR chat so much. Because when we ended up going to the final place, which is very stupid, but we went to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. It was interesting because when we first arrived, I was like, oh, this is fucking stupid. But then I fixed some of my settings, and then I got it so that I could actually see other people, and I kind of lost myself there. It started feeling less like I was playing a game and more like I was just there, talking to people around me, having a good time. It's very cool and very scary in a sense. I don't know, it's strange, but I'm excited to get back into it and explore a little bit more around the more niche worlds, because I think that's what really did it for me the other day. Was I was just able to talk to people and feel comfortable with people because they weren't like going around spewing nonsense or being loud or obnoxious, which is what I usually had with my previous experiences. It was very much so like go into a world, and then there was always like avatars that were playing extremely loud music or disorienting effects that would make me sick. I got in, played around a little bit with that, and then I started trying to mess around some more with the camera and learning exactly what the camera does and how to use it. It's a complicated little tool in there. I am still kind of unsure how the footage would look when I use it to record some gameplay. I still haven't actually managed to get into VR chat and record my gameplay through my laptop to see what it will look like in the end if I decide to take it into DaVinci and edit the video. Another thing for me was actually wanting to get a job, dude. Like it's sad because like as much as I really do enjoy doing this, I know that this isn't going to pay bills, so I need to get a job. That is going to make it a lot more difficult for me to enjoy doing this in downtime, just because I'm positive I'm going to be tired. But I don't want to give up on this. I've put a lot of money into it now and a lot of effort into learning the skill, and I want to continue to develop that. There are a couple things holding me back from being able to truly understand exactly how to use DaVinci. My current biggest issues with video editing are memory. I think I may be doing something wrong when it comes to using effects on my videos. At least with DaVinci. I haven't tried any of the other programs just because DaVinci was free and I was able to get into it pretty easily. But when I add effects to my videos using the Fusion tab, it will cause my video to like stutter. I will completely like lose frames watching my video playback, and that will cause my computer to eventually like crash the program. I'm not sure what else I can do. I've tried doing like the playback speed at a half and quarter. The only thing that I haven't actually done, because I'm not sure exactly how to do it, is making, I forget what it's called, proxy media, I think, which I think is what I might have to do, but I don't know how. I've watched a lot of videos and tutorials on how to do it, but I don't get what it does. Like, am I making a duplicate copy of the footage I already have so that I can edit it without it lagging? And then, I don't know, I'm not familiar enough with the technical aspects of what comes into, editing a video. As I continue to watch tutorials and things about DaVinci and about editing, I start to see more and more about the different formats of the video types. I'm not super educated on that. I don't fully understand all of those different things. I don't know what type of format my Pixel records versus what format my webcam through my computer is recording. I don't know what it means to have issues between different frame rates. My camera on my computer recording at maybe 60, whereas something is recording at 30. Does that cause an issue? Does that cause more problem? Is it something that I can blend together easily in a video? I don't know. But I am slowly starting to learn little by little. DaVinci, on the other hand, itself, the program, has been very nice to use. I've started understanding why a lot of people do choose DaVinci over some of the other programs out there, considering that it has all of the different like tools available in a single program. Some of the other like YouTubers I've been watching that show how to set up DaVinci and getting used to it also gave a lot of shortcut ideas and things like that, which have made editing significantly faster. Power bins and all of that fun stuff. I've just recently started using that to make like presets for things so that it's a lot quicker, or saving certain tools available inside DaVinci rather than having to have a crap ton of folders that have a bunch of stuff in them. Again, falling back on my first major issue, memory. Memory is running out very quickly. That's something that I'm not totally sure how to handle. Only thing I can think of doing at this point is deleting original raw footage and saving only completed edits, which is kind of scary because I know then at that point that the footage itself is lost and I only have the new edit of the video that I've made. So I won't ever actually be able to make any edits to the video again. I don't know exactly how to combat that currently. The only thing I've seen really that people do is set up like servers, I guess, like a little mini server that they have all of their video footage on, or they load up shit tons of data on hard drives and things like that, which I do not have the money for nor the patience to do. At least not now. Maybe if at some point in the future I can viably make something like this become my job, then maybe, but for the time being, that's definitely not in the cards. A lot of other people commented on the previous YouTube video I put up, some giving me tips about how to handle my OBS settings, some having some tips about me using sonar, some giving me someone I think mentioned me needing to pause my wallpaper engine. That was huge. That's actually a massive tip because I was not sure exactly why my computer was bogging down so hard trying to handle even editing, like when I was working in DaVinci. So it makes sense. I didn't even think about the idea that wallpaper engine uses a fuck ton of resources. So I started just pausing that. Honestly, I'm not even really gonna unpause it at this point. When I look into the new year, what I really want to do is just focus on, I want to continue to edit videos. I want to continue to make videos, make my own content, talking to the camera. I want to become more confident being social. VR chat has been scary for me, like the idea of it, which I kind of already talked about, but I don't really know how else to say that. Oh, the background here has changed a little bit. I think it looks a little bit nicer now. I like the lights. I like that I've got the curtain up. I think it looks better than it did before. And I've kind of changed the way that I'm going to be using my camera. When it comes to this section of my area, I will just record the footage off of my webcam. I have a Logitech Stream Cam. It records me pretty well. My footage looks pretty good in my opinion as far as that goes. Obviously I know that my Pixels camera looks a lot better, but I'm not really going to focus on using that for recording anything in this area. If I need to leave and I want to go walk around, then I'll use the gimbal and the Pixel, or potentially in the future the camera that I got for Christmas, as well as the power, I don't know what the hell those things are called, but it's a gimbal that doesn't have electronics built into it, I guess. I don't really know what those are called. I was honestly very surprised to be receiving something like that. It was a really cool gift. I'm actually excited to try to use the camera and see if I can make something with it, but it's tough. I never really understood the complications of using an actual camera to try to record things, just because I'm so used to being able to see it's not the viewfinder. What is that called? The screen, the display on a camera. Obviously your phone, when you're looking at the screen to record, the footage looks really good because you can see it right then and there what you're looking at on the screen of your phone, which is a very high resolution. My camera does not have a very high resolution screen, so the footage that I'm seeing through the camera looks like ass. But I know that the camera itself is recording high quality footage. I just can't actually see it until I put it on my computer. That's another struggle. That's something that I need to try to just explore more with the camera. Get out and take some pictures of things or make some videos with it so that I can see how the footage actually comes out and try to understand things like lighting and stuff like that, which I'm probably going to not do super cinematic stuff because I don't have the money to pay for super cinematic stuff. But I know that things like color correction and lighting can be adjusted in post, but it's a lot better to adjust proper lighting that's already there than to try to create unnatural light. So there's that. Oh, I switched from recording my footage on OBS to using Meld, just because the transitions are cleaner and a lot easier to set up, and I personally think that it just fits and it's more simple than OBS. OBS is very complicated and getting things set up on it takes fucking forever. Whereas this, I think, works very quickly and simple for what I need it to do. I know that a lot of people probably use Meld mainly for actually streaming, which it doesn't seem like it'd be bad for that either, actually. At least for my purposes, if I did want to start streaming again. I haven't in a while, but if I decide to start playing some video games anytime soon, then I'll more than likely stream them just so that I can have footage to record and chop up if I want to make some more actual gaming content for my YouTube channel. Going to the gym actually does seem like a good goal. I was going for a little while, and I kind of just put it to the side after I got a very, very expensive gym membership. Even if it's just like a simple gym visit, doing something small, I need to start again. I'm not going to try to commit to it because I probably will end up quitting, but I do want to go again. I want to quit vaping. That I genuinely want to do. I know I'm going to keep hitting this during this video, but I do actually want to just be done with it. I think it's been taking a serious toll on my lung capacity and my throat, my fucking chest hurts and shit. It's bad, man. Vaping sucks ass. I wish I'd never gotten started, honestly, because I'm pretty sure I've permanently damaged my lungs. Don't vape. It's bad for you. It's really bad for you. And it makes me anxious, and I get jitters and shit now, which I fucking hate. But soon I'll be done with it. I'll throw it away. Just not yet. Let me hold on a little longer. I'm a fucking addict. Oh, I suppose I can kind of show what this looks like. So since I've switched over to Meld, I've made it so, like in the previous videos, I had like a background effect that would literally cut me out of my background. But I noticed that started acting up, and like my background would sometimes come into focus, or it would like cut me off if I lifted my arms and shit. I didn't like that, so I've opted out and just settled for a blurred out background with my chair and me, and that's it. So if I go to, like, say if I ever do like make another footage of me capturing my display but wanting to show you guys or talk to you, I could do this screen. It kind of crops me in, puts me in the corner, and it's still kind of clean looking, which I think looks really, really good compared to just me sitting on the bottom of the screen, just because I don't really like the way that OBS kind of handled that transition. I think that the smooth transition from small to large will look good during streams, and if I keep that type of movement inside of a video, it'll look like I edited it for some reason that way. So that's cool too. I'm going to more than likely start playing VR chat again here shortly, if not today, sometime tomorrow. If all goes well, I'll be uploading a video again sometime soon of the actual gameplay of me playing the game. I know that my last VR chat like vlog type video I didn't really play much. It was more about me just actually getting the shit to work. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure I solved my audio issues, and I also figured out that I fucking hate the like Quest link to get it set up to the computer. I hate it. It never works. It is so annoying. When I played VR chat the other day, I sat there and I literally gave up that night because my system was not letting me play the goddamn game. Like, it's something to do with the Quest link to PC VR is such dog shit. It is so bad. So I've opted to starting to use virtual desktop. Was much better. That was so much smoother. Getting that up and running took almost no time compared to fucking the Quest link's garbage. And I have access to my ability to be able to go wireless with that, and I think it ran smoother than the wireless through the Quest link. Fucking trash. I don't need to go wireless, but it's an option, and that's pretty cool. That was actually something that I wasn't sure about, because when I went in using virtual desktop through my headset, I'm pretty sure I think I was playing wireless the other day, because I was able to still use my Quest, and I had access to all of my like standalone meta software, which I think feels and looks a lot better than the PC VR meta stuff. But I think that's because I was doing wireless and not actually doing the wired version of virtual desktop. So I need to figure that out, because if there's a difference, I'd want it to be the better version of it. I guess it's like streaming it to the headset, because I would stutter every now and again. But overall, it looked a lot better than if I was to go into VR chat on just the standalone headset. So, I don't know. I just feel like the amount of effort that it takes to get VR to work, or the meta to work with PC, is just ridiculous. It is so unnecessarily difficult. But I look forward to trying to tackle that problem and solve it, get it fixed, start to understand, and be able to actually just one day, hopefully soon, put on the headset, know that when I wear the headset, I'm going to be able to launch directly into my PC, play PC VR chat, and then be done with it, and actually just enjoy playing the game. Like, I can't imagine that everybody else who's playing this goddamn game as often as they do with their MetaQuest is having the same issues I'm having. They have to have already figured it out. Yeah, I'm still working on it. I guess I'll go into some of the things that I was thankful for over the past year. When 2025 started, I had just kind of moved back from living in Texas. It was a very down time for me in Texas, because I moved to Texas and then I moved back to Wisconsin, and when I had moved back, I had taken a job doing something that I didn't really enjoy doing all that much 2025, and I stuck with that job for a good portion of the year. But I did end up growing a lot because of the job. I did leave, but I gained a lot of skills from that. I was actually able to jump into proper management and understanding that type of field, get some experience in doing something other than just a droning worker for a company. So I was able to kind of open my eyes to some of the other options available to me as I move into the future. So I'm thankful for that. Although the job itself sucked ass, I got some pretty valuable experience out of it. So that's good. I'm thankful for my friends. Obviously, they have been extremely supportive in my recent endeavors, and then also just in general, my current living situation and getting here. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without the people I have around me. I don't know what I would be doing right now if I didn't have them. Obviously, I'm thankful for my wife. She and I have been together for a very, very long time, and we just recently got married, which is, that's on me. That's my problem. But we did just recently get married, and she has obviously been extremely supportive of everything that I've been doing lately as well, with video editing and trying to help me just make sure that I'm keeping a decent head on my shoulders. So I appreciate her for that too. My family has been pretty nice as well. I do appreciate them. I thank them for everything they've done for me in the past. They're the only reasons why I was even able to make it over here a lot of the time. My mom was extremely helpful. It's tough. It's tough because I separate myself from a lot of my family. I distance myself just because of my own personal, flaws, I guess, walls and things I've built over the course of my life that make it very difficult for me to open up to people or even my own family. So it's been a challenge, but I do love them nonetheless. Yeah, I think I'm done rambling now. It's been a hell of a year. It really has been. It hasn't been the worst year. I think 2024 was the worst year. Probably a very good chunk of my life recently. 2024 sucked ass. 2025 was fine. Hopefully 2026 is a really good year. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I feel like I've found something I can actually be passionate about. So I look forward to seeing what I can do. I look forward to potentially end up building a community with people on YouTube or whatever I decide to do with my channel or any content that I make in the future. I like that I've decided to take this on as an opportunity for myself to learn and grow, and I'm thankful for that. Here's to an excellent 2026. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.